Hey yo, what's going on, everybody? It's Tylarius, aka Ty Killington. Yeah. All right. Okay. Anyways, my bad. All right, listen up, guys. Smugglers Run is, it's coming. It's almost here. Everybody's got Smugglers Run fever. We got the smuggler fever. Okay, straight up. Everyone's talking about this. Everybody and their grandma's making videos on price predictions, this and that, and things like that. This is what this is. This is a video talking about the price predictions of Smuggler's Run, but I'm bringing you something that nobody else has done. I'm really breaking down everything. I'm giving you educated and detailed analytical predictions here. And now remember, they're just predictions, okay? It's just guesstimations. But let's get right into it. Let's start out with, all the businesses in the game. We can use what the game already has and kind of get an idea. CEO offices cost between three and $1 million, up to $4 million. So between $1 and $4 million, upwards of that. So just to get started out with the CEO, you're looking at between 1 and 4 in that range. All right. Now your warehouses to get started out are between 250 and $4 million, close to that. So you got different things. You've got different. The game gives you different ranges to go with. If you want to go with a bunker, you can get the most expensive is around 2.4 million dollars. The cheapest is around $1 million. Now the thing is that if you get a cheaper bunker, you're if you get the cheapest of anything ends up not being so good. You have to go further. You have to go out of your way. It's in a worse location. Some people prefer to pay for better locations. Same with the biker stuff. The warehouses or the biker clubhouses were cheap, but the warehouses were pretty expensive, all the way up until almost $3 million. And look at some of the vehicles that we got here. This DLC is coming out. It's very heavy with the aircraft and things like that. So I'm showing you that in WARSTOCK, for example, you've got vehicles that are anywhere between 1.5 million all the way to upwards of 4 million, depending on what you've done in the game to allow you to have price breaks and discounts. If you've done certain missions or a heist or whatever and stuff like that. So I'm going to go into a little bit further about what this is. And now look at ELITAS travel. You've got aircraft that are as expensive as $10 million, and they don't do anything. A chopper that's $5 million. Two vehicles are $15 million. All right, you have an unarmored, Bezra aircraft, a fighter jet for over $1 million. The Mallard, which will be a plane that's similar to that in the game, 250 grand. The Titan, $2 million. If you go through this list here, there's a tremendous amount of air vehicles or aerial vehicles that are already in the game that cost a whole bunch of money, and we're getting a whole bunch of aerial vehicles to come in this game. Some will be weaponized, some will not. So going forward, I'm going to give you guys a complete breakdown. You know me and my numbers. You know that. I'm going to give you a really good analytical and detailed and educated understanding of where we may be going with this DLC. So please stick with me. I know it's expensive. I know that this is a 10-minute video. I apologize. Just stick with me, okay? Now, as we go through WARSTOCK, you see, WARSTOCK doesn't have as many aerial vehicles. With my numbers, I didn't include the Oppressor. Technically, it's not an aerial vehicle. It cannot sustain flight. Unless you do like some kind of glitch or whatever. But I mean, you'll get the idea of what I'm talking about coming up here. But just as an example, WARSTOCK has vehicles that are as cheap as 50 grand all the way up to 3-4 million, depending on what you've done with your missions and your heists and things like that. So there's a wide array. So how do we all get to this number of this or that for a prediction? And that's what I'm going to try and show you guys here and help you understand. So you have a really clear and concise point of view of what you need to grind to get your money up, okay? Now remember, these are just predictions, okay? Just predictions. But like I said, I put a lot of time and effort, energy into, helping you guys understand this. And, I learn a little bit when I do this as well, too. The best way to learn something is to teach it, right? If you're trying to teach people, this is what you got to go. All right, so for example, ELITAS, they've got 23 aircraft equaling $41,778,000, and these are unarmored, these are non-weaponized aircraft. Okay, so what's the average price? How do you come to that? So you take $41,778,000 and you divide it by 23. How many vehicles that are in there? And so an average price of a ELITAS non-weaponized aircraft is around 1.8 million. Now remember, you'll have some that are cheap, some that are expensive, right? You have a $10 million jet, you have a $250,000 jet. Let's look at WARSTOCK. There are 6 aircraft in WARSTOCK, total $13,335,000. Okay, and now these are your weaponized, military style aircraft. So what would be the average price of a WARSTOK aircraft? So you got 13,335,000 divided by 6 aircraft. You're looking at 2,222,500, which is fair. It's about a $400,000 difference between ELITAS non-weaponized and WARSTOK weaponized aircraft. And that pretty much is a good consensus of what's going on with these vehicles here. Now, let's talk about the business setup cost, okay? What we already have now. For crates, CEO crates, you're looking at anywhere between 1.25 million on the very cheap, all the way to 6 million. For import-export, you're looking at 2.5 million for the cheap, all the way to 6 million again. Once again, the cheapest office is 1 million, the cheapest, import-export warehouse is 1.5 million, and then so forth. For MC, you're looking at 1 million to 3 million to get set up. For bunker, you're looking at 1.5 million to 6 million to get set up here. And don't forget your upgrades. Every one of these you can get set up for that range, but to maximize profits, you'll have to invest in upgrades. So you just add that on top of your cheap to your high end, right? Now, what is smuggler? With all this information that we got, I'm going to talk to you about what it's going to cost minimum, how to have fun with Smugglers Run, or what it's going to cost to have fun, and then what the total cost is going to be. So Smugglers Run minimum cost, in my prediction, you can get the business set up. Now I'm just talking about the business, between $2 million and $6 million, going off of the information that we already have. Okay, so between $2 million and $6 million, I think you can get the bare minimum to get set up with the business aspect of Smugglers Run to start making money. All right, now, say, what would be the cost for Smugglers Run to have fun? What's the cost to have fun? All right, that means you got the business set up. You want to get a couple of vehicles. We know that a non-weaponized vehicle is around 2 million or 1.8 million. We know that a weaponized vehicle is around 2.2 million. Okay, so if you want to get the business, maybe like a mid to high-end business, everything, upgrades, all that good stuff, if you want to have fun with it, we're looking at between $8 million and $12 million to get set up. Now, that's to have fun. That's not for everything. That's not, the best of everything. That's not the worst of everything. That's to get set up with your business, to get a couple of vehicles to help you make money, to throw on some upgrades on there, and to enjoy and have fun. So, aim for around 10 million, give or take 2 million. So between 8 and 12 is where you want to have to get to have some fun with the actual DLC. Now, what is Smugglers Run going to cost in total? What's the total cost of Smugglers Run? In my opinion, with my predictions, with my estimations and things like that, we're looking at between 35 million to 45 million. A $10 million gap is big. I get that. We just don't know everything about it, obviously. We don't know if you're going to have completely separate businesses. We don't know if we're going to have to, if we can piggyback off of CEO and just buy a hangar. We may have to buy some kind of clubhouse with a hangar, this or that. We don't know, right? We really don't know the actual price of these. They could be way more than, it could be a $10 million weaponized vehicle. You know what I mean? It may be 3 times that of a Hydra. Okay. Remember, these are just predictions, so I don't want anybody getting twisted up, but this is what I think that you'll need to have to, those are your 3 different areas right there. The minimum to get set up, to have fun, and then total cost overall. Regardless, make money. You guys have got to get on your grind, all right? Stop messing around and team death matches and shit like that. Use the double money for the import-export. I've got tons of videos on how to, make money if you don't have CEO, if you don't have MC and stuff like that. My money-making tutorials are second to none, all right? They've got millions of views. They've helped tens of thousands of people, succeed. That's exactly what I do. When I grind and when I live stream, I am using the methods I have created. The same methods that I use to get rich, to make my fortune in the game, so I don't have to worry about, struggling, and I can have fun, as much fun as I want to. It's the same methods that you can use as well to get where I'm at. All right. Now, I get it. There's other alternative money making methods. I understand. Whatever you want to do to get money, do that. Just get on the grind, because this is going to be a big DLC. It's going to be fun. This is not, a video to argue about whether or not free mode's dead, this and that. In my opinion, free mode died a long time ago. You got to either adapt or you're going to get, swept under the rug. So adapt to what the free mode's going to be, or just, maybe play another game. But if you want to have fun with it, if you want to enjoy it, if you want to know what your average price range is going to be, this is what I'm trying to help you guys understand. I think this is the most complete and concise video on what the cost predictions might be, okay? I hope you guys enjoyed it. Make sure you subscribe to my channel for the illest of realest content in the game. Make sure you smash that like button. stay dangerous.